Isn't it strange how much we depend on coexisting? Like hanging out with people that don't care for you at all. Just because you don't want to be left out. You'd rather feel bad than others see you feel bad. Because no one wants to be the loner. Keep on trying to fit in, no matter with whom. A lot of people can meet, and a lot of those people will have you. A dream come sunshine.
The sound of me coming back. Let me just start off by apologizing for my absence last week. I was feeling a bit under the weather. One way you could describe it. Another way you could describe it is feeling existentially depressed and just feeling lost in the sauce. Just feeling far too egotistical when looking at infinity. Just looking at the infinite of it all and trying to conceptualize my place in all of it. I've spent so much time building up this character of me that I portray either online or in person or just meeting me on the street. I play all these separate different roles and I act like they're all adding up to something when in reality they're just here while the time passes by. Oop, Froggo. Nope, that's a leaf. I'm feeling much better now, if you couldn't tell. I've sort of just cried it out. God, that was one hell of a purge yesterday. Oh, I haven't cried that way for a long time. Just weeping over the existential of everything. Just how unsatisfied, how I don't feel like I can be content. I have these common themes of ego and depersonalization, the existential running through my life, and they seem to be circling a lot recently. Oh, that was a bit deeper than I thought it was gonna be. Themes of ego and the existential world, the lack of permanence have just been floating through my life a lot, and it's been hard to try to keep my head straight through all of it. I've fallen into these realms of utter hopelessness. I've been having the most insane dreams of my life over the past 2 weeks, and I have no idea what they're coming from. But aside from these dreams, one of the things that I experience is the moment after I wake up, I end up in this void. I end up in the void of just the infinite nothing. Nothing anywhere. But I'm just stuck there. Just in existence, in nothing. Which is one of my deepest fears. And I'm just paralyzed through it all. No escape. I mean, could scream, but it's not going to do anything. And alone. I was naive enough to think that my 9 months spent here alone were enough to get me over my fear of loneliness. But when facing that, such an extreme experience of just being trapped in this eternity, and it probably only lasts a few minutes, because it's the moment after I wake up, but I'm just stuck there. Like, my eyes haven't even opened up, my dream, I have no recollection of anything, and I can't even describe the feelings that I experience when I'm in that state of being, because it is so foreign to anything that I've ever experienced before. It's so vast and empty, and it's almost beautiful in that sense, but it's utterly terrifying. I'm just stuck there. And I'm naive enough to think that my time spent alone out in the woods, when I'm surrounded by hundreds upon hundreds of just giant tree beings sprouting from the ground. I don't know what loneliness is. What the hell am I on about? I don't know the experience of nothingness. I don't know enough to act like I know anything. I'm this. I'm in this body. This is me. But it's not. We exist so much deeper than this. I've said it a lot, but we do. I think it's the fact that we aren't willing to acknowledge that our egos don't exist beyond this realm, but that we do. And saying that, I can't say we when describing what exists beyond this realm, because we refers directly to the own personal experience of the ego itself to begin with. But just the essence of your existence, as unrational as it is, through the experiences that I have had, along with what others may have had, there's more to this. There's more to this. We're much deeper than just this collection of quarks forming atoms, bonding together to form molecules, billions upon billions upon billions of them. I don't know. I'm spending too much time trying to define the sacred, and you can't define the sacred. It exists solely on its own, beyond our comprehension. This place that I've experienced between my dreaming state of consciousness and this waking state is something that I view as somewhat of a purgatory, place between the experiences that we're capable of. Except being in between those experiences is an experience of itself. The problem that I'm having trying to describe this is I'm trying to describe something that exists beyond the material while only having the material to compare it to. You see my problem. It's very similar to this metaphor is so overused, but it's similar to trying to define a color to someone who's blind. They don't have any reference point to go off of is the problem with that. What I'm doing right now, walking along riverbeds that cut through a forest. This was like my first actual video. It's Elven Forest. I posted it about a year ago, giving me some vivid memories of that, except I wasn't afraid of snakes then. So spooked about snakes. I'll chill out here. I'm terrified that I lack enough empathy. I'm scared that I'm not capable of feeling enough. One of my greatest fears is not being able to experience the depth of reality, and the only way I've been able to connect with that is through these periods of existential depression where I'm just consumed by how futile existence itself is, how impermanent all of this is, just how it's almost like a curse. Like we're teased with this idea of life and being able to just be aware of existence, and then it's ripped away from us so quickly. It's like a cruel joke. And I can't put into words how deeply that hits me, because I'm not able to conceptualize how extreme it is until I'm in that state of mind. And while in that state of mind, I'm not capable of doing anything else other than just existing in that depression. I say that and everything's so beautiful. Like, look, this is the result of billions of years of evolution of the entire universe as a whole. We are literally the product of stars exploding and sending their insides just across the universe and residing on this little rock here out in space. I don't think we realize how small we are. And the moment we do, we're thrust into this world that is indescribable by any form of language that we have. I wouldn't even say I'm necessarily sad anymore. At least yesterday. God, that was miserable. I don't feel like I'm capable of feeling properly. This world itself seems far too shallow to be real. I feel like there's something just under the surface that I'm trying to dig at and reach at, but I'm just not getting the grasp of. It's slipping out of my fingers every time I go to grab for it. Again, these words that I'm trying to use and I'm trying to describe these experiences, this existence itself, I can't lay it out for others to understand. It's emotionally involved. You have to be in that state of existence to truly understand it. I'm so full of things that I hate and despise. And I'm not saying that they're me, but there's these human attributes that I just want to find a way to transcend. All this hatred that I have inside me for no reason, all of this anger, this rage at what? What am I even mad at? Frustration with this human condition, this existence. And I'm trying to make myself sound smarter than I am. Trying to make myself sound like I understand what's going on. Try to understand this universe, but it's so complex. It's so intricate, detailed. There's no way I'll be able to understand a fraction of it, but I keep trying to. On this channel, I keep acting like I know what I'm talking about, but I don't. I have no clue. I act like I do, and I act like I'm all... I don't even try to act like I am, but just the audacity that I think that I'll be able to describe something so outrageously insane, it just seems to discount the entire experience when you try to put it into words, and I hate it. I want to live it, but I don't feel like I'm capable of doing so. All of existence is so messy. I don't want to get caught in complacency of it all. I don't want to get caught in this state of being where I'm fine with everything, because complacency leads to nothing. You just find yourself stuck there. But this constant struggling, and I'm not even struggling, is the issue. I am upset at things and I don't know why. Is this what teenage angst is? Am I just taking teenage angst way out of proportion? Probably. Being so bit up by all of these bugs. I get that you're hungry, but please stop. Cycle of life, my dude. I really need to work on looking at the camera more. My eyes tend to wander, looking at the world around me. There's so much more to all of this, but where is it? It's hidden, out of reach, it's beyond my senses, but I can still sense that it's there. How? It's just all in my mind? Is that what all of this is? It's just all my perception. But altering my perception will alter who I am. And do I want to take that path? Do I want to change who I am? I think that's one of my biggest fears, is change. I'm so accustomed to it, but every single time it comes around. And I go seeking for it too. I try to experience these things as if I'm searching for something, but I don't know what that something is. Unlike Jimi Hendrix, I don't know what I want, and I don't know how to go about getting it either. Lay in the muddy ground. Look up at all the trees. Do you think trees ever wonder about their existence? Why they're here, talking to each other? Or the mycelium that lives underneath of us? I don't know what it talks about. Secrets to the universe. How all of this is just a game put together. It's all a cosmic joke, and I'm just looking for the punchline. It's all this life is. Well, what's after this? I just want to melt into the ground. Become a mushroom. I just need a shove out of whatever rut I'm in. Just need a good push to get me out of it. Just like a little hint to know what I'm searching for. I feel as if this never feeling content part of me is sort of something that I like, because contentness breeds complacency. Being complacent is one of my worst fears, just not amounting to anything special. I'm terrified of it. Do I need a way to connect with people through things like this? I don't know, just exist. I want to be able to just exist. I feel restricted for my existence. I feel so callous to the world around me. I feel like I'm so outside of whatever reality is, and I don't have a way of getting in touch with what it could be. Dudes, I know I usually have a conclusion to all of these, but I feel just leaving it at this meh sort of open level chord. That's how I feel. It's just that, I don't know.